Great evening, great Tuesday. It's Lavon coming to you on our podcast this evening. Um, I just it's been a couple weeks since we did the podcast. We've been working on a few projects. We doing an I Fund Women campaign as well as we it's pending, but we possibly could have found a location where we can have an after school program for children with special needs, as well as on some days do respite care for families, as well as have other programs. Um, so it is pending, so we are working on that. I just want to thank everyone who contributed to. We had um, I guess, get this location off the market. That's what I titled it. And just family, friends, community, they just all poured in so we could get the funds together to see if we were able a candidate for the location. So we are finalizing those things, and we're doing all this during a pandemic, which is so crazy but awesome at the same time that we're not stopping and we're going to keep moving forward for our babies, and keep advocating for them, and so that they can have a place to go to and to be themselves. So I just wanted to share today. Um, I had posted on my social media um, some of the special need themes for the month of October. So I wanted to um, send some shine and some love to any of our babies who may have the diagnosis. Um, but I want them to know that, we are advocating for them. We are spreading the word about the diagnosis and sharing more information about it. So just looking up what October themes, what themes were for the month of October. October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Dyslexia Awareness Month, Emotional Intelligence Awareness Month, ADD and ADHD Awareness Month, Sensory Processing Disorder Awareness Month, and Rett Syndrome Awareness Month. So know that we're sharing our love and our prayers to our families who have children who may be diagnosed with these um, conditions, and know that we are here for you. Know that we are advocating for you. Know that we're spreading the word to our community, family, and friends. So today's topic is I wanted to share those announcements with you. But today's topic, I just wanted to talk more about um, overcoming and overcoming challenges. I know most of our families right now are being homeschooled, doing virtual learning, which can also be um, a little difficult and challenging for our children who may have special needs. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is how to set up, how to manage, and how to um, process everything that's going on. So the setup is to make sure that your child has um, a place in the household where they can study and learn. And I know it's difficult to go from having a whole building to and friends and teachers and staff and administration to learning in a corner of your house or on the couch of your house or at the kitchen table or um, just you know not being in the school building, which I know is challenging. I know it is challenging for my children as well. But just having a spot where they know, okay, this is where I learn. But when I'm not on the computer and I leave from this area, I am with my family. Um, and just being able to have that downtime with your child. So that's the setup. It could be just like it would have been in school, pencils, crayons, paper, notebooks. Just make sure that the child, if the child is not bedridden, but just make sure the child is able to continue on with their day, um, as if they were in school. So getting up, showering, getting dressed. If they showered the night before, then just making sure they're washing their face, brushing their teeth, getting themselves dressed and ready, like as if they were going to school. Because you want to keep that on going. Because when we are able to go back to school, you don't want your child to be in that state of just lounging around and not being wanting to leave the house. Because that saying, once you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So at least still keep your normal routine and daily routine as close as possible as if they were in school. Um, the next thing is managing. Um, have a calendar that's written out. If your child is a visual learner, make sure that you have their calendar and their schedule written out somewhere in the household, preferably where that area would be for them to go to school. But just make sure you have it written out as their daily schedule, what time they get up, what time they log on for class. If you know the Zoom ID or the Google Classroom or whatever virtual program you may be using. If you know the ID link for that, write it up on the board. If you have um, multiple classrooms that you need to go into throughout the day, just make sure that they know their schedule, they know the teacher's name, and they know what time that they're supposed to be there. I know my children have synchronous and asynchronous and one-on-ones, and it's a lot. Compared to, if they were in the building, they will already know, at this time I go to gym, and at this time I go to science, and at this time I go to tech or computer class. At this time I go to lunch. So keep it as close to the routine as much as possible and let them see it visually. If they're auditory learners, then if you're not able to, verbally tell them, okay, now it's time for you to transition to this class, then maybe you can get them a timer where you can set the times on the clock of when they're supposed to go to a certain class. Or you can even, do a voice timer where you can say, okay, now it's time for you to go to this class. Log on to this Zoom link or this Google Classroom. So that's helping them out as well if you're not able to be with them doing their class schedule. Um, Another thing you can do is I know my son is going to high school, so we've been talking. Him and I've been just having one-on-ones together. While my daughter is occupied doing other assignments, where we're just talking about how it will look with the transition from um, middle school to high school and what's his goals. And his school has been awesome with helping us out with it. But um, with the pandemic, a lot of schools might not have the staff or might not be able to accommodate all the children um, virtually. So just make sure as a parent, if your child is transitioning from middle school to high school, that you are having that conversation with them and making sure that the school is aware, the school that they will be transitioning to, and their current school, that they're aware of your child's um, IEP or 504 plan. And if you have not had that IEP, because I know we've been, it could be possible that your IEP may be needs to be updated. So make sure that you reach out to the staff and administration before your child does that transition so that everyone is on the same page before your child transitions to that next school. school years. I know I'm talking about it a little early, but right now it's a lot of deadlines for when children are transitioning to high school. So you want to make sure you have all your things, all your paperwork, all your documentation, the IEP, the 504 plan, the your child's grades, your child's attendance, your child's latenesses. Just make sure that you have all that information um, up to date and ready to go. Essays and test scores, and if you opted out of test scores, make sure you have that paperwork to say that, due to your child's disability, that they didn't have to take the test, or make sure everything is in order for when your child transitions to this new school. And also look at schools that your children may have interest in. I know with the process with my son right now, he likes tech and video games, and so we've been talking and um, just going over what things that he would like to do as a career. He is in a program. Shout out to Mr. Joel Wilson, Tech Core 2. So my son is taking a coding class right now with Mr. Joel Wilson. So he is enjoying that class. So that's allowing me to see that he is taking interest in it. So that if we are looking for a school that's tech and technology and coding and scratching, that he is able to participate and he knows and has some understanding of what it is. So just see what your child's interest is. Your child may be interested in dance or music or singing. So that's geared to more schools that likes performing arts and theater. Um, but again, just make sure that you do have your child's IEP and 504 plan updated before you do that transition, or at least let them know um, what your child is able to do and what they will need services for when they do that transition. And um, to make sure that they do have the staff and the capability of making sure that your child is that the school is equipped for your child for when they get there. Um, and then the last thing, so I said it was setup, managing, and processing. So with our children being doing virtual school, just make sure that they know that you're there for them and that you have. It's kind of hard to say that you have an understanding because this is, not unless you homeschooled or did distance learning for your child prior to this. This is all new for everyone, and it is um, mentally, some children are going through where signs of depression is showing up, signs of not wanting to leave the house, um, signs of them, frustration because they are in the house. They won't not able to go to a lot of places and socialize with their friends. Um, I know some. I'm in Philadelphia, so some things are opening up where they're allowing some children to do some after school activities, as long as it's outside or it's a minimum number of adults and children and keeping, the CDC guidelines. But just making sure that your child understands what's going on. Not to the point where you want to scare them, but to the point where you want them to be knowledgeable so that if they are going to the after school programs or that if they are going to, socialize with their friends, that they are following those CDC guidelines to keep them safe and to keep you safe when they return home. So again, just processing mentally what's going on. If you do see signs that your child is really, really depressed um, and having concerns, just make sure that you seek um, counseling. There are some counselors and therapists and psychiatrists that are providing services virtually. So just allowing your child to have that outlet, to have someone to talk to. Um, if you need assistance with that, you can feel free to contact me. I'll try to do my best as finding out what services you can um, have provided for you through your insurance. And I mean, you can reach the email at lmfreedom, the number 20 at gmail.com, and just put that you heard the podcast and you need assistance with finding services for your child. Again, the email is lmfreedom, the number 2020 at gmail.com. And we'll see how we can help you in finding those resources. Uh, so again, just processing. I know it's a lot. Tonight, my kids' school, they had a town hall, and it was kind of fun. They had a guy on there, and he had us do different activities like screaming in the pillow and moving our body and dancing, and it really felt like he said, like being a kid again. And I know for me, I'm just like, I'm sticking to the schedule, routine, making sure the kids eat, making sure they're in class, then making sure, checking my calendar. So I'm like going go, 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 go until it's time for me to put them to bed. And then I'm, I'm just like done for the day. But just having that opportunity to have a few minutes of fun and playtime, that really was fun. So if you can incorporate that into your routine, please do. Like, even if it's just like a brain break or praise break, or just share something positive with your child that may have happened to you during the day, and let them share something with you that may have happened to them during their school time. Or just find something positive and happy, because although we are going through this, it's a lot going on, financially and um, mentally, and physically, with people being sick, and um, just a lot of stress on us. But just know that we will get through this. So I just wanted to give you guys some resources, and just to have a discussion of some things that you can do at home. One other thing that you can do is, maybe do a vision board of what you would want to do when um, we're allowed to, open up the world again. Some people haven't stopped. So, there are people still, flying out of town and going to different places, but, still be safe with those CDC guidelines. But you can do a vision board of where would you want to go, when it's, when we have the ability to travel, or what do you want to do, or um, what book you can actually do the book now. What book do you want to read as a family, or what movie do you want to see when it's our movie night? Just having something where they can look forward to throughout the week. So those are the few things that I wanted to share with you today. So I am so excited because we have some amazing people coming up this month uh for our interviews that are coming up. So stay tuned. I'm really excited about them. Um, I know mostly all of them, if not in person. We follow each other on social media. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up. Um, again, just like I shared earlier, we had our drive um, for getting the location. Um, and again, I just want to thank everybody. Also, um, my kids and I were featured on the Global Innovative Field Trip, and it is on YouTube. The Global Innovative Field Trip. We were one of the presenters, and that was children were presenting from all over the world: India, Indonesia, China, the United States. It was amazing. I was able to catch a few of the innovators and innovator mentors that was on there. And it just opened up my eyes of how special our children are, how great they are, how intelligent they are. Um, it was just amazing. So I can't wait to watch the entire um, YouTube video. I think they went 2 days straight with different hosts from all over the world. So if you get a chance to look it up, it's Global Innovative Field Trip. And we went on Saturday at 3 o'clock. So, and we were talking about Advocate for Me, my business that I'm the founder and CEO of in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we specialize with offering resources, advocacy, and training to family and friends. And we, um, and then we talked about my son's children's book. We have the cover. We're doing some editing so that he can talk about his journey of having a feeding tube and feeding issues. And then my daughter, who's 7, she was like, well, I want to do something too. I want a business too. So her 3 things that she loves is makeup, jewelry, and traveling, and saying places that she wants to go. So I did my research on all 3 of them, and so we launched her travel business, Jada's Tiny Travelers. So we both talked about making sure that the services that we offer as far as traveling, that they will be able to accommodate our families who are caring for their special needs child, so that they may be able to travel and explore. Her 3 things that she said that she wanted them to do was have fun, be with their family, and explore. And she is absolutely excited about it. We're doing a video, like a little commercial for her coming up this week. So we will be posting that on our social media. Um, it's been so much going on these last 2 weeks, but like I said, as long as we have this downtime for the during the pandemic, or while we're still um, on, watching out and being careful, being out, we are utilizing our time. So again, it was the Global Innovative Field Trip that we did our 10-minute presentation, and uh, trying to make sure I cover everything as far as announcements. Keep listening. I see how many have listened to the episodes. So thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Please share it with anyone else if you know anyone who may have a child with any disabilities or special needs. Let them know that we are here. If there's anything that you would like to um, have on the podcast, or anyone that you know that may benefit being on our podcast, please let us know. Please email us at lmfreedom20@gmail.com. Again, put podcast and say that you have suggestions for our episode. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for uh, being able to listen to us and share our information. We will be at a couple of locations face to face this week. We are starting to put things on our calendar, but being mindful, making sure that we are honoring the CDC guidelines. So we will be in Lansdowne, Pennsylvania at Awesome Brushes on Saturday, October the 18th, for their autism event. Um, and then we will also be on Thursday, this Thursday. We just got invited to a parent workshop at Smith Playground, where I'll be talking about different resources for families who are caring for special needs children, as well as that transition into adulthood. So we'll briefly be presenting on that. And I believe that's it for this month, except for, the interviews that we have coming up for the podcast. So thank you again. Thank you so much. I will keep y'all posted about the location. Um, we will finalize that on Friday. So we are still accepting donations towards that. We did make our goal, but the more I can take to the realtor, the more happier that they'll be. So we won't have to pay, for it in the later run. So, again, just thank you for listening to the podcast. Please share with a family or friend. Please share on your social media. Please share with your family and friends that you may know that might benefit from our services. Again, be safe, be blessed. Until next time, have a great night.